Hello and welcome to From the Roots Up, where we are building our homestead together little by little from the roots up. I'm Kristy and today we are up potting peppers and tomatoes. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about before we up pot these is, if you'll notice, there's quite a bit of a difference in these two trays. The tomatoes we potted with our own potting mix. The peppers we potted with a store-bought potting mix. Now, this isn't the only issue that the peppers have had. If you've been following along with us, you know that we had a critter get into our peppers and nibble some and I had to replant. But outside of that, it has been an enormous task to keep the peppers well watered and moisturized, whereas the tomatoes that we planted in our own potting mix have done amazingly well. And I'm really glad that I did this side by side so I could see just without a shadow of a doubt how much better our own potting mix was than the store-bought kind. Not only does it end up being cheaper in the long run once you have the supplies to do it, it just stays so much more moist and so much more manageable than these peppers. I had to babysit these. I had to probably make sure they were watered like twice per day, because if you can see, even some of the trays in the middle, they would just dry out completely and get super hard really quickly. Whereas I didn't have that problem at all with the tomatoes. And if you missed that video, I'll put a link with the recipe for our seed starting mix down below. So really the first question to ask when you're up potting plants is, when is it time to up pot? You want to make sure when you're up potting that they have their first set of true leaves. When the plant sprouts, it has two little leaves like this. These are fresh sprouts. And then it slowly gains more. You can see these have 4 leaves and some of them have even more. All of these tomatoes have their true leaves here. The next thing to look for when you're up potting is the roots. And as you can see, the roots in some of these are hanging down below the pot. And when that's the case, you want to go ahead and try to get them into a bigger pot, because they're going to start drying out. And not just drying out, even if you keep them moisturized, they're going to start binding into these containers. So it's time to up pot some of these. Since there was such a drastic difference in the quality of our seed starting mix, I decided to go ahead and make my own potting mix. This potting mix I'm going to use is 3 parts peat moss to 1 part compost to 1 part perlite to 1 part vermiculite. For every 3 cups or 3 containers worth of peat moss I use 1 cup of the other ingredients. And it doesn't matter what size you use, you just make sure that cup or that jug or whatever you're measuring with is always the same throughout, and you keep that ratio the same, 3 to 1 to 1 to 1. The other thing I did with our homemade seed starting mix that helped a lot was I went ahead and pre-moistened it before we put it in the containers. And that way we didn't have to fool with that step afterwards, and it was a lot easier to keep it moistened. We're gonna start with the tomatoes. Now, I was so excited because I had pretty much 100% germination rate with everything in my tomato tray except for the tomatillos. I'm missing my tomatillos. But other than that, everything came up. And so I have something in every single cell except these 3. But that happens sometimes. I may try to replant them, or I may just count tomatillos as a loss for this year. Now, these pots are incredibly super cheap. And as you can see, the quality is not great. This year, it was really important for us to invest in our grow lights and our structure rather than our pots. And so hopefully next year we can invest in some nice ones from Bootstrap Farmer, but this year these will do. And if I'm giving seedlings to people, these will be great to give away. I won't care about them much. You can see they're a little bit wrinkled, but that's okay. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to scoop out some dirt from our pre-mixed soil. Then I want to take the tomato and I'm going to push it a little bit from the bottom and tug on the stem. This happened to come out really easily, but if it doesn't, you can take a knife and just kind of pull it out a little bit. I'm going to take a finger or 2 and I'm going to make a hole, and I'm just going to tuck the tomato seedling down in the hole. Now with tomatoes, you can actually plant them down deeper. Plant the stem down into the soil, because those little fibers on the edge of the stem will grow roots. set it in. And there is our first little tomato. And we want to make sure we label these. I have so many different varieties. And I have, if you watch the tomato planting video, I have this chart that shows me where they all are here. But once we get all these little bitty pots, they're gonna get mixed up and mixed around. So I wanna make sure I know which is which. I don't wanna write out all these names 800 times. So what I'm gonna do is assign a number. I'm gonna assign this is a Rutgers tomato. I'm gonna assign it T1. And then on the little bitty things that actually came with the pots, and I'll link these down below, even though they're not great and they're not great quality, they were cheap. So if you wanna get yourself some super cheap, I think it was like $12 for 200 of them, which you can't really beat that, and I wasn't expecting high quality. So I'm gonna put T1 on this little tag. Now I will say I won't leave these tags in the garden. They will wash off and wear off. I will find another method of labeling my plants for the garden. All right, now on to peppers, and peppers are pretty much the same thing. So we're going to get some soil in here. We're going to make a hole just like the tomatoes, but the difference here with the peppers is going to be that we don't plant the peppers down like we did the tomatoes. They're not going to grow roots from their stems, so you don't want to bury them as deep as the tomatoes. So we have that little guy. This is a cayenne, and he's going to be my P1. And then we have a pepper. Now here in zone 7B, we are quickly approaching our last frost date. In fact, I think it's probably next week around that time. But I am not going to plant these out right after our last frost date, because here's the truth about tomatoes and peppers. You can stick them out there and they might survive, but a tomato needs 50 to 60 degree nights. And if it's any colder than that, you're really gonna stunt its growth and maybe even kill it. If it's colder than that on a regular basis, it's just not gonna make it. So you want for your tomatoes to go out, you want it to be really consistently above 50 degrees in the evenings as the low. Now peppers are even more finicky. They will survive a little bit of a chill, but really for peppers to thrive, you want 60 degrees as the low. If they get cold nights, too many cold nights, you really are gonna stunt peppers' growth. They love the heat. And as much as I really ache to get these out and in the ground, it really is going to behoove us to wait until those temperatures are very consistently above that mark. Thank you so much for joining us as we up-potted our tomatoes and our peppers. If you got some value out of this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe for updates as we build our homestead together from the roots.